In every Once Upon a Time, we always have an older woman as a villain. Why is this? From the classic decades of 1930s to 50s, as well as in the 21st century, this trend is very prominent, and this is what we're going to sail into. Now, let's proceed to the dark residences of the evil stepmothers, following their deceits and deviousness. In a land far, far away, an attractive middle-aged woman in dark-colored dresses with short or unshorn hair, which emphasizes their masculine inclinations, had come to marry a widower. After her husband passed, she took the role of the head of the house, with her strong, fearless, and independent personality. After she gained control, she then turned her stepdaughter into their housemaid. Common until the 1900s, child care levels are low and they're more prone to suicide and child abuse by stepmothers. These stepmothers are jealous of the beautiful princesses, fighting over a prince, the prize that each young girl are dreaming of, the best that patriarchy has to offer, or men's gratification. This is a result of a patriarchal culture. Post-industrialization, women became more dependent on men and focused more on improving their appearances, reinforcing their status as ornaments to please male figures. The men are represented by either an object or by princes themselves. Another point of view could see the two main characters consisting of an angel woman and a monster woman as existing opposing personas within a woman. The stepmothers try to imprison or kill the young girl, but she fails and meets doom at the end. This shows conditions of 19th to 20th century patriarchal society. The evil stepmothers try to rewrite and destroy strict gender norms, as they did in trying to kill or imprison their stepdaughters. However, their bad endings is a warning for resistors of patriarchal culture. Whereas the princess will get married to the prince and live happily ever after.
Appearance in a movie allows the audience to differentiate between good and evil, but what if there was a postmodernist approach to the idea of a villain? How then can we justify who is good and who is bad? Diving into the magical worlds of the Chronicles of Narnia and Stardust, we look at the representation of witches as villains. Both Jadis, the White Witch, and Lamia, the Witch Queen, deceives the audience of their intentions by portraying a front that is both visually and characteristically good. When Jadis was introduced, she is seen in all white and welcomes Edmund to Narnia, portraying the role of the maternal figure to him. When her facade of good is broken, she reveals to the audience that she is an evil and manipulative witch. In Lamia's case, she physically forges her appearance from old to young, using her beauty to portray a false sense of goodness to the people she encounters. Lamia falsely grieves over her dead sisters to fool our protagonist. Later on, she admits that she is happy that her sisters are dead, showing us lack of human feelings.
You got rid of my sisters. Now I can have it all for myself.
Both witches have obsessions that fuel their will to survive. Jadis is a megalomaniac, proclaiming herself to be Queen of Narnia and cursing Narnia into an everlasting winter and killing those in her way. Whereas Lamia is obsessed with youth and beauty. She is a single-minded animal controlled by her heart's desire, and her relentless pursuit of Egwene is proof of that. They are both ultimately punished for their desires. Jadis is killed by the Christ-like figure Aslan due to her overwhelming hunger for power, and Lamia is defeated by the youthful Egwene. The core of her desires eventually led her to her downfall.
Queen Narissa is the main antagonist from Enchanted, and Maleficent, the evil character from the film Sleeping Beauty, are yet again another example of female villains in Disney. Queen Narissa and Maleficent have great resemblance with one another, proving how Disney has its way in presenting their female villains in the present years. Disney formulate heroes and villains and provide stereotypical representations of gender, in this case female villains. Like Queen Narissa and Maleficent, both evil queen can be seen wearing dark-colored dresses, heavy makeup, and a diadem on their head. This symbolizes a stronger and powerful image on female villains, which shows the evolution from classic Disney fairy tale to the current time. Other than those semantic elements, both of these villains seem to have a henchman working for them, where Maleficent has a black raven, Diaval, and Queen Narissa has Nathaniel. Interestingly, these henchmen often turn into male characters when they become human. This representation sort of goes against the patriarchal norms we have in real life, where man holds the power while women work for them. Although for some reason Disney's villains are usually women, but having henchmen work for them imposes postmodern ideologies which situates feminist politics compared to classic fairy tales. The Maleficent film also adds the twist on how the so-called female villain could also be the hero of the story, which explains the narrator's line, "Let us tell an old tale anew, and we will see how well you know it." Maleficent is a revision that inflects the older Sleeping Beauty with contemporary social concerns and the emerging progressive values of a more inclusive Disney kingdom.
The difference between the two eras are shown in their representation of women villains. All of them are independent and strong, but in the classics, they are slaves to patriarchal culture with goals of pleasing men. Now, they are more independent and empowered.